Hello everyone and welcome back to Masters of Trading, and if you're new to the channel, well, yeah, welcome. So if you are new to the channel, please don't forget to click the like and subscribe buttons and hit the little bell if you'd like to receive any notifications for when we release new content, and anything like this will help grow the channel, so we thank you for that in advance. So this is a little mini series we have on basically how to become a millionaire. Why a million? Well, a million's quite a big number. It's not as big as it used to be because of inflation. You could have lost like 20% if you had a million a couple of years ago and just left it and didn't invest or anything like that. That's probably worth about 800 or 750,000 now. So you've lost a lot of money with money being sat there. But if we can get to £1 million, and my attitude is that everyone can do this within 4 years. So if you're new to trading, you can learn in year one. You can do demo accounts so you don't lose any money when you make mistakes. And then what we can say is, okay, so from year 2 to year 4, this is when you go for your 10,000 pot. You save up in year 1 to get 10,000 or more. And then you say, okay, year 2, I'm activating my 10,000 pot. And I'm going to trade over the 3 years to get to 1 million minimum. So what we will just cover quickly is compound interest and compounding and how it works. So there used to be a gentleman called Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein is quoted about how great compound interest was, and his exact quote was, "Compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who does not pays it." So what it means there is, when you understand compound interest and learn that when you have money and it makes money, it snowballs. It's the same case for when you're in debt. If you're in debt and you're paying interest on that debt, that can snowball against you and deteriorate your wealth. So just compound interest here, for example, we have 10,000. If we make 3% on week 1, we have 10,300. But because that pot has increased a little bit, when we make 3% on that, well, it's not an extra 300, it's an extra 309. So even here, after several weeks, so let's even go down to 10 weeks, you can see here from 13,440 and 13,840, it's gone up 400. So just in 12 weeks, you've gone from earning 300 a week to 400 a week. And this is how compound interest works. Your pot always builds, and then obviously the interest, which remains the same, grows your pot significantly. So then even by the end of year 2, you are making 6,300 a day. And then by the end of year 3, when you're at 1 million, you're making like 30,000 a day. So this is the power of compounding, and this is the 3% club where it's a minimum that you should be making, because I'll show you soon how much you can actually make just using one perfect trade a week. So one thing just to add here quickly before we move on to the indicators. So let's say you join Masters of Trading and you learn how to trade over the first 6 or 12 months. You're not trading, you're not making any money. If anything, you're saving up money from your job, you're putting some money away for your trading pot for year 2. So into year 2, you could start with your trading pot. Obviously, our elites are here now. They are actually trading with 10,000 and making 3% and more, even a day in many cases. But we start here in year 2. So by the end of year 2, year 3, year 4. So by the end of year 4, you can have £1 million, dollars, euros. So then what we can do is, if we translate that here, so let's turn 1 and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, that gives us 1 million. So if you have £1 million and you make 3%, and let's not even say week here, let's say month. If you've got 1 million, in 1 month, you make £30,000. So this is why we want to get to 1 million. This is our target, is 1 million, because when you get to 1 million, you can say, you know what, I don't need to make 3% a week. I just need to make 3% a month. And 3% a month is 30,000. And then obviously that snowballs. After like 1 year, you're at 4.5 million. So let's have a quick look at the charts, and we'll go over here. So this is just a chart at the moment with all the cryptos on. So I've got them color coded. The gold is Bitcoin, orange is BNB, and so on and so forth. And I've actually overlaid these. So they start at 0%. So you can see which went up the most from this moment in time, which went down the most, and which has dropped the most. So AVAX has had like a huge sell-off. Link is looking pretty good at the moment. But yeah, so this is just a quick chart, which we will go into in a little while, and I'll show you how we make these percents. But what we will do is let's go and have a look at Link and how an oscillator works. So this is Chainlink. The chart is Chainlink, and it's against the US dollar. So this means that if the price is going up here, its Link is going up against the dollar. And this this is the TradingView platform we have a link for in the Masters of Trading Essential Links group. But this is the data provided by Binance on the 15-minute chart. Below it, we have the WhippTrend oscillator. And yeah, you basically won't find anything like this indicator out there. There's many things like the stochastics, but I've spent thousands of hours developing this indicator and applying different mathematics to it. And this, for me, gives me the best results. So how an oscillator works, and just for all intents and purposes, I've removed all extra data off here, and we've just got the basic oscillator lines. So what we have is we have a signal line, which is green, and then we also have a moving average of that signal line, which is red. And I've kept them green and red, so it's a bit like a traffic light system. So if the green is above, it's a buy. And then when the green is below, so the red is above, it's a sell. So in this instance, we will just have a quick look here. So from here where this was a buy signal, if you bought on the close of the candle, that would be there. And then if you didn't get out anywhere in here, and you had a sell signal here, you would get out on the close of that candle. And then that would have netted you 3.15% in 1 hour and 45 minutes. And the same again here. So this is going to be a break even. But from here, this was the sell signal. This was the buy signal. So if you only got out on that candle there, you would have basically been break even. And if anything, you would have lost 0.2%, which would have been your trading fees. So whatever percent we manage to gain here, we have to minus 0.2%, which will basically be trading fees in and out. Then again from here we have, so this is a buy signal, and then you receive your sell signal there. And you would have had 0.9 minus 0.2 would have been plus 0.7 in 1 hour and 15 minutes. So this is just from an oscillator going up and down, up and down. It shows you how much money you can make and the percents on such a short time frame. This is a sell signal down here to a buy signal. So even that would have been a positive because we were short in the market. So it would have been a positive plus 0.4. But you have probably left a lot of the trade on the table here. And this is why a simple trailing strategy where you put the stop loss above every candle. So you'd be down here, then you come down above this one, and you'd have been stopped out at 1% maybe, which would have been then 0.8% in your favor. When the green is below, it's a sell. So the red's on top, it's a sell. When the green's on top, it's a buy. Red on top, it's a sell. And we also have some little signals here on when to buy and sell. So that's that for the oscillator. So now what we will do is go back to this chart and we will do this and do this. So I don't want to scare you all, but the most basic way I can explain this is the oscillator that you have just seen is technically here. This is the WhippTrend here. So this is basically here, and we've got a histogram on in the background. What we will do is we'll turn that off for the second. And there we go. So we've tidied that up. Now what we have is, due to the way indicators coded, I've actually put all of these individual cryptos. So you can see there's a red line, there's a blue line. So red is ADA, blue is XRP, orange is BNB, Binance Coin, gold is Bitcoin, So what we have here is when the market is turning into a buy, you can see that the market had a big sell-off here, and then everything starts turning into a buy here. So when everything starts pointing up, you could say, okay, that's a bit of a buy signal there. Let's put a vertical line in. In fact, let me go to, where is it? Yes. So let's do that on the main chart. Let's take that one off and let's say, okay, this one was a buy. This one is a buy here. And then we've got this one. This is oversold. This is divergence. So there's a buy signal in there. Let's take those two. And what I will do is just to show you how amazing this is, I'm going to turn on the pro session and we're going to identify some weeks. So let me identify some weeks and come back to you. Okay, so what I've done here is I've just created two boxes of a week each. So from this point in time, which is a market close, to this market close, we're obviously into a new day now. And what we have is two of our perfect trades in the two different weeks. So this week we have a perfect trade. This week we have a perfect trade where all these lines are pointing up. So now what we have is we have this situation and this situation. So if we zoom into one, and this is just going off this indicator first. So if we zoom into one here, and we look at when it turns into a buy, so it's early hours is this buy. If we look at some where some of the cryptos went from here, AVAX up 22, ADA up 42, Lend, like Neo, the green one, 12, BNB went up 5%. So even just from this moment in time where we identified a buy, some of these cryptos moved like over 10% and over 20%. And then the same over here. We will have a look here and we will see where these cryptos are moving. And we have this here and, you know, like again, AVAX 19%, VChain, which is Fuchsia, is 6.1. Link here is the pink one, which is 16.59. So that's just like 1 week, an average of around 12, you know, 10 to 12. And then in the previous week, you've got an average of like 20 to 25 maybe. So just using this indicator, you can make some really good gains. But what we're trying to do at Masters of Trading is identify which crypto we should be in. So to do that, we actually use one of our other indicators, which is on the other pages, which is here. So let's have a look at the first line. So what I will do is I'll turn the first line into a different color so we can focus on that. And we'll make that aqua. So what we need to do is decide, okay, what crypto do we want to be in? So in our community on Discord, which is what I'll just jump into, I'll show you a quick location where you can find out a key for what is going on at this moment in time and what indicator is which crypto. So here's our Discord channel. Let me go to our 3% club. This is our 3% club. And in here we have our daily bias. Every day or when we have opportunities to buy in the market, we will be posting one of these, which is an actual scan of the chart. And we'll be saying, okay, it's good to buy now. Obviously down here, you can see it's all pointing down. This was just an example the other day, but we wouldn't be telling anybody to buy anything around here. And then this is where we have our index as to what is going on where. So the top left-hand corner of the chart is the relative price indicator. It's the chart with all the cryptos on, and then it's our WhippTrend crypto multi-asset version. And then below, which is where you can see Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. And then Lend is yellow, AVAX, and Compound. So then if we go back to this chart, which is here, you can see the gold, silver, and blue, which is in the bottom left-hand corner, which is Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. And on the right, we've got yellow Lend, maroon AVAX, and then teal, which is Comp. So what we have here is, this is the WhippTrend. So we know that when this is pointing up and the signal line is above the moving average, we know it's a buy. With these other indicators, we have the center line, which tells us which crypto it is. And then we have that crypto against all the other crypto. So for example, when you have this line coming down here, so like you can just see the orange line here. Let's zoom in on something like, let's zoom in over here. So let's go to this screener. So what we have here is, this is quite mixed, So this white line here is quant. And when the golden line, which is Bitcoin, is going up, it means buy quant and sell Bitcoin. Doesn't mean that Bitcoin's going down. It just means that quant will outperform Bitcoin for this moment in time when it's going up. So what we have over here, that this is purple, which is band. And you can see that band must have had a bigger sell-off because band went all the way down here to like an oversold zone against everything. So even against ADA, even against Bitcoin, even the blue one here against XRP, the royal blue against Litecoin. So it was a sell here against everything, and then it turned into a buy. So what it means is that band probably had a more intensive sell-off in this period than everything else. So when the crypto market turns into a buy, then it might be seen that band is trading at a significant discount to everything else. And that's when smart money start actually chasing that. And you can see here that it starts going up quite nicely. So how the focus works is when you figure out which is your center line, which in this case is band, or down here is link, and you say, okay, yeah, is link going up compared to everything else? Yes, it is, but link is not going up compared to band. So it's like, okay, maybe we should be in band. And if you look at band was probably the best one to be in here. So coming out of that, what we will do first is we will identify on the blue line, we have a buy in the crypto market. So the crypto market is turning into a beautiful buy here. Everything's grinding higher. So then what we need to do is search this blue line for anything that is at the bottom and oversold and quite tightly packed. XRP is a sell compared to most of the cryptos. Bitcoin is a mess. This is a mess. Neo is a sell. Everything's a mess. Maybe if anything, if we have a look here, we can see that ADA is starting to go up against everything. So this could be like, okay, yeah, maybe ADA could be a good trade, but then ADA is a sell compared to band. So again, that should enforce us to look at band. We look at band and it's like, yeah, okay. So band looks really good here. So in the blue, we've got ADA looks good, maybe a preference on band, but ADA, band, and if anything, also AVAX looks really good because AVAX is quite tightly packed down here and it's all grinding higher around here. So if we bear these in mind, we've got ADA, which looks like a buy against everything, band, which looks like a buy against the other cryptos, and also AVAX, which AVAX is even going up against band. So that could give us the priority there of more money onto the likes of AVAX. But say if you have your 10,000 pot, you can basically do your split and say, okay, I'm going to have 3,333 into ADA. I'll have 3,333 into band, and then the same and then you've split your pot into 3 different cryptos. And then if one underperforms and does like 2% and the others do like 5 and 6, your average is way above 3%. So what we can do here, we've identified ADA, band, and AVAX. And what we'll do is we'll go back to this one and we will zoom in. So bearing in mind, this is just the previous week to this week. If we say, okay, let's go across here, let's take the chart up to this blue line where we would have entered. And if we look at the percentage gains, so here's a 0%. And what we have is we had ADA, which is red, which was 42%, maybe with a bit of overshoot before it closed, but at least like 40% on ADA on your 3,300. And then band went to around 25% and AVAX went to 25%. So even there, taking the average, you're looking at 25 to 30%. And if you've put your 10,000 on in the previous week, you've made 3,000, which then covers you possibly for a couple of months. So this is like just showing you how the technique of identifying the crypto market is turning into a buy and then identifying which crypto to actually be in on the 4-hour chart and looking for perfect trades. You would have netted 30% last week. And then going into this current week, which is the green, we had a nice buy signal here. And actually, I'm going to have to do that again. There we go. So we'll create this one as blue. So we've got another blue line. We're turning into a buy in the crypto market. Also, our relative price indicator signifies this as well, that everything is looking good. So we're looking like we're going into a buy zone. I'll just take these week boxes off. Now what we're trying to do again is identify which crypto we should be in. So if the crypto market's turning into a buy, we need to be looking at something that's turning into a buy. So maybe not Stellar in this, because Stellar is a sell against everything. And this doesn't mean that Stellar is going to go down. It just means that everything else is going to outperform Stellar. So Stellar could go sideways, Stellar could still go up, but everything will go up faster. So again here we've got kind of a messy ADA actually. We've got Binance Coin's a mess, XRP's a mess. This one, Link, actually is looking really good there. So let's zoom in a little bit, but you can see that Link's done this and it started pointing up. So Link is looking good. Potentially Band looking good there. I mean, at that moment in time, all you would see is Band is pointing up. So possibly Band, Link, Lend looks like it's on the decline, AVAX once again, and possibly Comp. So out of all the cryptos we've got on this chart, we've identified potentially Band, Link, AVAX, and Comp. So now let's do the same and zoom into the chart and see what we get with those. So let's take you across. Let's put you to the side of the chart so we get the 0 reference there. And now let's see what we got on the second week. Identifying, so there was Band, which I can just see about there. So Band would have made you 6.6%. The bottom right hand was Compound, wasn't it? So Comp would have made you 8.8%. AVAX would have made you 17.16%, so 17%. And Link would have made you 15%, and you'd still be in that trade anyway. Link would have made you like 15%, 16%. So probably the average of those, of like a 17 and a 15 and then an 8 and a 6, you're looking at about 10%, a decent 10% return in the second week. So the first week you're looking at about 20, 25%, and then this week you're looking at 16%. So this is just looking for perfect trades on the 4-hour chart. So that's a bit of a rundown of how we are saying if you can make 25% and 10% and 16% and 40%, you can guarantee yourself that with perfect trades and with our mentorship, you can be getting the 3% gains. All you have to do is wait for the perfect trade. So that's it for our first part in this mini series of how to become a millionaire. Thank you everybody for watching. Please remember to click the like button and subscribe. And please look out for part 2 on our channel.